Hey, I got a question for you. Have you ever read Proverbs 31 and read about that woman and you thought, like, there's no way I can measure up. I cannot do what she does.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
There is a lot there. I'm Heather.
And I'm Brian, and we're from Love How Deep, and we thank you so much for joining us. We've got another awesome episode for you today.
Yeah.
And Heather's taking the lead on this one.
Yeah.
This is about how to be a better wife, right?
Yeah, so this is for all my ladies out there who sometimes maybe feel like you're not the best wife that you could be. You don't know why, you don't know how, you don't, like you just, the world kind of comes against you and you're just like, I can't do it. And you just, sometimes when we feel like we can't do it all, we just get down on ourselves and we feel lousy. We feel lousy.
Yeah.
But we want you to be the best wife that you can possibly be. And so I really want to talk to you about that today. And of course, this is all built on the Proverbs 31 woman. She's superwoman. Let's find out what she's like. All right, so this is Proverbs 31, verse 10 through, is it 31? Yeah, 10 through 31. All right, I'm going to go ahead and read this just to, kind of make us feel about that big because we don't measure up to her.
But if you're not watching, she put her hands about an inch apart.
All right. And if you're a guy and you just turn this on to listen, like, you can still listen.
That's right.
We won't.
But don't elbow your wife, as you're hearing this.
No.
And I won't do that to Heather.
Yeah. Okay. A wife of noble character, who can find her? She is worth far more than rubies. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. Imagine your husband having all the confidence in the world in you. Like, that's really cool. She brings him good, not harm. So I need to bring good to him. That's what we need to do all the days of our lives. She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. So this is her job, right? And she's taking a lot of good care to choose the best products like the wool and the flax because she's going to weave with that and she's going to sew with that. And she's like she's like the merchant ships bringing her food from afar. She gets up while it is still night and she provides food for her family. They're all still in bed sleeping, but you're going to get up and you're going to go stoke that fire. You're going to get that oatmeal going, whatever it is. You're going to get up and do it because you want to provide for your family and portions for her female servants. So she's taking care of everyone. She considers a field. That looks good. And she goes and buys it. Out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. She sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for her tasks. She sees that her trading is profitable and her lamp does not go out at night. In her hand, she holds the distaff and grasps the spindle with her fingers. She opens her arms to the poor and all of a sudden I can't talk, and extends her hands to the needy. And she's taking care of everyone. She's doing everything. She's planting the vineyard and she's weaving the flax and the wool and she's providing food for everyone. And when it snows, she has no fear for her household, for all of them are clothed in scarlet. She makes coverings for her bed. So you're going to have a blanket. She's made that for you. She's clothed in fine linen and purple. That purple is a symbol of royalty. So she's way up there, top notch. Her husband, well, he's respected at the city gate. Everyone thinks the world of him, right? They want to hear his opinions.
Probably because of you, right? Based upon what I'm hearing here.
He takes his seat among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments. Yeah, she does that too. And she sells them and supplies the merchants with sashes. She's clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. So she's not sitting there scrolling through social media or binge watching something on TV. That's idleness, right? That we all do. That's not her. She didn't have time for that. Her children arise and they call her blessed. Her husband also and he praises her. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. But a charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting. But a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Honor her for all that her hands have done, and let her works bring her praise at the city gates.
Wow.
Wow. She's amazing.
Yeah.
I want to be her when I grow up.
Right.
I'm exhausted reading that, honestly. Like, truth be told, that's exhausting, all the things that she does.
I know. I'd never heard anybody read that out loud to me, and as you were reading it, I was getting tired. Yeah.
I know.
But I was also feeling a lot of respect, too.
Yeah,
for
a lot
the
of respect
woman.
for this woman.
You know?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So I think that bar is set like way,
she's working her butt off.
high. And so if we think about ourselves, we're trying to do it all just like she does. She does it well. But if we think about like our day and time, we're not planting the vineyard, and we're not like growing flax and like shearing the sheep for the wool and making linen and all of those things. But what are we doing? We are chauffeuring our children to all of their events and sporting events and dance recitals and play dates and all of those things. We're likely working as well. So we've got that 9-to-5 job going on, and you've got like your boss saying, all right, step it up, Heather. I need you to do this. I need you to do this. You've got this meeting. You've got all these, like, there's your to-do list there, right? You've got your spouse who is maybe expecting dinner on the table. So that means you've got to go to the grocery store. You've got to buy the groceries. You've got to bring them home. You've got to cook it. You've got people who are sick in your family. You got to go take care of them too. What else do we do?
You stay socially connected, I mean, to your family and friends, which I think you just kind of mentioned that with helping people out. But
yeah. Maybe there's a charity you're involved in, and so you've got to go do that too. Maybe you've got a Bible study that you're in. I lead a Bible study, and but at other times I've been in Bible studies, and so I also have that I need to do, that I want to do. We've got ministries that we're involved in. Like for us, we've got to Live How Deep, and there's a lot that's behind the scenes that y'all don't even see that we've got to do. But other things
you've been on worship team, you've greeted at the church.
Greeting,
I mean,
the helping the new people, like worship team, just marriage ministry that we've done there. And for you, ushering and all of that, there's a lot that we do, and we do all those things for the good, right? Because when we go to church, like, we want to serve. We are asked to serve. We're kind of expected to serve. So we want to do that, right? Those things are all good. Everything that I've mentioned is good. And then there's also the times like I just want to go have dinner with my girlfriends, I want to go have like a shopping date, lunch date with some friends. I want to go to the salon and get my hair done, or just want to go chill at the park, or I want to go on a date with my husband. Like, we're trying to do a lot. We are juggling everything, and
it's probably going to be exhausting mentally and physically. And I mean, just all the above, right? Yeah.
So I think that's what I'm trying to get across to you is like all the things that we're doing, we're exhausted. Like we women are exhausted. It weighs on us. We might start to feel like anxiety because we can't keep up. Don't even talk about keeping up with Joneses. I'm just saying you just can't keep up with your family, right? Yeah. And depression, anxiety, health-related issues, because depression and anxiety cause other health-related issues. Like, it's all there just piling up.
Yeah, we've talked to lots of couples over the years, and I've noticed that a lot, especially with females, is like they just have a lot going on. They feel obligated. They feel guilty when they don't do certain things. And then because they have a lot going on physically, it sort of translates mentally into this, like, they've got like this 12-lane highway going on, and they're trying to be in all the lanes at once, and they're switching and doing this, and then just things don't get done, or things don't get done the way they would want them to get done. Again, it comes back to that cycle of shame and guilt, and I'm not doing enough, and and then they just push even harder, and just
that's so good. I mean, we can't keep up. We can't do it all, and you know what, ladies, we're not called to do it all. And so I'm not trying to make you feel bad about your life because you're not this Proverbs 31 woman who's superwoman. I really don't. That's not my intention to make you feel bad, but I want you to understand we're not made to do all of that. We don't have to do all of that. And so I want to give you a couple of just like some food for thought. Evaluate why you do the things you do. And do you need to do them? And are there some good things that you do that maybe you shouldn't be doing it right now because it's not the season for that? Ecclesiastes 3:1 states, there's a time for everything, a season for every activity under the heavens. And sometimes you have to just say, it's time for me to step away from that.
I can't get to that.
So, right. So an example I want to give you, I sang on worship team like my whole life, because that is that's my jam. I love to sing. I love to worship God. I love leading in worship that way and just loving God in that way. That's how I connect to him. Okay. And I very clearly one day, probably like 5 years ago, felt the Holy Spirit telling me, Heather, it's time for you to step down. And I'm like, God, you just ripped my arm off and beat me over the head with my own arm. Why would you ever, that's how I connect to you. Why would you ever ask me to do that? I was blown away. I didn't even tell you about this for a while because I'm like, I need to pray about this and make sure that I'm hearing from the Lord. So I think that's an important thing that I want you to hear too, is that if you're doing too much and you're evaluating and listing out all the things that you're doing and why are you doing those and are they necessary, ask God to show you what is it time to let go of because you're doing too much. You've got too many balls are juggling in the air. And so I prayed on that for a while. And I really felt like he was telling me, Heather, it's time to let that go. And that really, really hurt. It did. But I did it out of obedience because I know that when I obey the Lord, when I do what he's asking me to do, something big is going to happen. And it was honestly like he wanted me to let go of that so that I could make space for what he had for me next, which was to lead a ladies' Bible study that I swore I would never do.
Right.
But that's
true.
Yeah, but that's what he wanted for me next. And so, I sat there for a long time, like going to church, like now I'm not serving anywhere. And I just feel like a useless person that's not pitching in, not doing my part. I have no purpose. Like I felt lousy about myself whenever we walked into church. And so I did step in and assist in some other ways and things like that to kind of bide the time. But then, when the Lord told me like, Heather, it's time for you to start leading a ladies' Bible study, I'm like, do you know me? Like what? No.
You seem to have a lot of issues with God. Whenever he wants you to transition, that's what I'm gathering here.
I think you are gathering these things. Wait, what?
You can't
Like
do that.
what? Okay, so I do. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I feel like this Holy Spirit is telling me to do something, I do question. I'm like, what? I talk to God the way that I'm talking to y'all. But I mean, I eventually I sit on it, I pray on it, and I dig into the word over it, and I'm obedient in the long run. But that first shock of like, what?
Right.
So it totally happened. But he needed to clear the way and prune something away from me so that new growth could happen. And now, I'm in my 4th, 5th year of leading a ladies' Bible study.
It's been amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
In fact, my first ladies' Bible study that I did was on Proverbs 31.
That's right. Yes.
It was, yeah. And so anyway, so
good.
Is it time for you to let something go, even if it's a good thing, or is it a bad thing? Bad relationships with people, or like whatever. Like, is it? I don't know.
I love this because I never thought about the connection between you stepping down from worship team and then you taking over as a leader of a women's small group. And so, but you're right. Now that I think about it, I don't know that you would have had the capacity to do that.
No, I wouldn't have.
And you did it for such a long time, and it was the season for it was over.
Yeah.
And I think
it was the season.
I think you're completely 100% fine with it now.
I am.
Yeah. I mean, of course, you still love singing and whatever.
Oh yeah.
But
I will worship my heart out in that church row, that pew. Yeah. I'm the one just like
right. But now you've moved on to something new and something even just at this stage of your life just excites you and lights you up even more.
Oh my gosh, it does.
Yeah, so there's a season for everything.
There really is, and it's nothing that I'm doing, but like I just get so much joy in the preparation of leading the ladies in Bible study. And like right now we're studying the names of God, and I'm just like blown away learning more about God than I ever knew, like what these names mean and stuff. And like just hearing and watching my ladies grow as well. Like it's just, we're just growing in the Lord together.
Right.
And I never would have had the capacity to do that had I not stepped down from that
That's right.
beloved service that I did, you know, that just, yeah. So yeah, and it's funny that you bring that up, but like you just see me getting so much joy out of it. That was actually my next verse, and he probably didn't even know that.
I know. I've got notes, but sometimes I just wing it.
Yeah, so that joy comes from the Lord. Philippians 4:4 states, rejoice in the Lord always. And that is a command. And if you struggle to feel that joy in your life, guess what? Your family senses it. They sense your frustration, your anxiety, your depression, your short-tempered nature that you have. You're like exasperated, like, oh, you know, okay, let's go. Come on, kids. We got to go. Get your stuff together. Come on, out the door. They sense that in you, and it overflows into them and their joy and their happiness. And it's like, you have to watch that, you know? And so that busyness of life, it can just steal the joy that you have in being a mother and being a wife and being a friend. And so that's just something that, you know, another food for thought that I would tell you to just really, like, what am I trying to say? Like, take stock of your attitude as you're doing these things, right? And are you finding joy in it? The joy comes from the Lord, but hopefully whatever it is that you're having to do, you are finding joy in that as well. And sometimes we need to look back at it and like, what is it about this that I love doing? And is it still is it still the season for that? And if it is, and I do love doing it, I might need to go all the way back to the recesses of my brain and figure out what it is that I loved about it when I started doing it, bring it back to the forefront. Okay. And say, oh, that's right. That's right. Yes. This is why I love doing this. This is why I want to continue doing this and feel like I'm supposed to. Sometimes we just need to clean it out and rediscover that purpose, I guess.
Sometimes the dust and the cobwebs can get in the way.
It's there, yeah.
Constant refreshing.
Yes, and so where am I? Nehemiah 8:10 says, the joy of the Lord is our strength. So he does give us that strength that we need to give us the power to do all the things that he's called us to do. And I think we have to be intentional about finding that joy in the Lord, you know?
I never really thought about it. Again, the joy of the Lord being a strength. It's like you don't often equate joy and strength together, but it's like if you can find that joy, it does become a strength. It does. It's powerful.
Yeah, it's like that emotional strength that you have, like, ooh, yeah, I'm excited for this again.
I think about too, like a balloon. You put regular air in the balloon, it can probably kind of bob and weave and it's down on the floor, but you put the helium in there and it's going to float up to the top and it's going to go wherever it needs to go. And it's like, that's kind of what the joy of the Lord is. It's almost like helium in a balloon. It's going to take you to heights that you never imagined.
That's
and it's
true.
going to carry you places that you never realized. So
that's so true. Yeah, that's like the joy. And that's what God wants to do. He wants to carry you somewhere that you never imagined. Like me being a Bible study leader. Like I had been asked by pastors in the past, would you lead a ladies' Bible study?
Yeah.
I don't have anything that anybody can, I can't teach anybody anything. I can't. Sorry, forgive me for getting comfortable.
I know. She's getting comfortable, and I'm like, I need to be comfortable too. So
you should be. But yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, like I'd been approached several times, and I was like, no, that's not for me. But the interesting thing was, at the time, it wasn't for me. Imagine had I said yes then, but it wasn't the right season.
That's right.
There's something there to that. Like you want to say yes when it's the right time. You don't want to say yes just because you feel like you should. It is okay to say no and let your no be no. And if you say no, you don't have to give a dissertation of a reason. Your no can just be, no, this isn't the time for that, but thank you for asking. Don't be the superwoman who has to do it all and say yes, because if you don't, you might think, well, nobody else is going to do it. They'll find somebody to do it, I promise. Or you might say, how's it going to reflect on you? Is it going to reflect poorly if you don't step up and do it? No, it's not. Like you've got to let that might be pride. Got to let that go, I think. And then, but say yes when you really feel like the Lord is telling you, yes, you can go ahead and do this, or, and to even say, I'm going to step down or step away from this because I feel like the Lord is telling me to do it. You want to have that joy. I feel like I'm just going all over the place in circles, even though I have notes right here. Stick with me, ladies. All right. So my next point is how we feel like in the moment. I spoke about this just a minute ago. Like all of our stress and all of our anxiety, it affects our actions and our words, and it affects our marriage negatively. If we have that negative attitude towards everything that we have to do, our whole family senses it, and the words that come out of our mouth are probably not kind. Love is patient, love is kind, and they're not very loving, kind words. So that means that we need to learn when to speak and when to stay silent. So, just having that wisdom of what we should say, how we should say it, can we speak the truth in love? Proverbs 15:21 says there's power in the tongue. And so we want to be the voice of encouragement, and encourage our children, encourage our spouse, encourage our coworkers and our friends and our family. We want to be encouraging to them. And if you're so overwhelmed by everything else going on in your life, you've got to let some things go, and to make space for the good that God wants for you, to maybe even make mental space for you so that you can pour encouragement into other people. 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18 says, rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. That's really what he wants for you. And so I think my encouragement to you is that if you do find yourself in this place of trying to juggle all the balls in the air, just to kind of recap, evaluate what you're doing and why you're doing it, and do you still need to be doing it? Pray and ask God to show you, what does he want you to do with these things? Maybe you can keep a journal about it, make a list and pray over it. Like, God, what do I need to let go of? Find joy in the Lord. Because these other things that you're doing, they're not really going to bring you joy. They might bring you some happiness, but your joy needs to be in the Lord, because that is your strength right there. Be intentional about that, and watching how we speak to our loved ones, and be that voice of encouragement. So I hope I've given you some food for thought today, and some things to kind of ponder and think about in the midst of our messy lives. And
that was good. Yeah, with men and women, I typically, this is going to be a little stereotypical, but I do find that women probably are doing too much, and they need to let go of some things, give up some things, focus on what's important. I feel like for men, which we're going to talk more about this in another episode, but it seems like men, it's the opposite a lot of times. It's like we need to step up. We probably need to take on a little bit more, because maybe we're not doing enough. So, but yeah, it's just like, I feel like for women, a lot of times it's like less is more, so. And then too, I thought about when you talked about, saying things to the kids or the husband, it's like, most of the time it's probably true. It probably does need to be heard, but can you do it with kindness?
Yeah.
And sometimes maybe, do you need to say it at all? If it can't be done in kindness, maybe it doesn't need to be said at all. Just depends, I'm sure, but it's not easy.
Right.
I know. I just appreciate everything that you have to deal with, everything that you juggle in life. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think with that, we're going to wrap it up,
Yes.
right? So, yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you've gotten some knowledge from this one over here next to me. Yeah, we thank you again for watching and listening. Go to lovehowdeep.com. Check us out, all the resources, and the best way to stay in touch with us. Take care.